Hey guys, Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. Let's see what the Black Widow wants to do this week coming up. Let's start off with retail. Just kind of show you where retail is at. Ever since March the 31st, retail has been short. Very short. They were long on December 23rd, and they gave up on March the 31st. So they think nat gas is going lower. Very interesting. Commercial, as you can see, they've just been in a rut. They're not taking out the April 21 high, but they're not really taking out the April 14 low or the March 24 low. They're just kind of going sideways. Like undecided, large speculators. Here we go all in and go long, assuming that gas is going to get good in the summer. But there's not going to be a lot of demand with all this stuff going on with tariffs and whatnot, and all this other stuff. The weather, so it's very quiet with large speculators. Now, commercial is a different story. They're buying, they're hedging. You can tell because when they're at the top and they start selling, or I could say hedging, that gas goes up. See that pattern? Somewhere around here, they stalled. It's commercial now. Then they kind of went up and then they stalled again. So that's what I call in my analysis a failed new low. Something changed on January 27th and February the 24th. You can see then that gas continue pushing higher. So you could tell when commercial do a double bottom, fail new low or fail new high, something's up. We made the high on March 10th. That gave them February the 24th, March 3rd, March 10th. Couple of weeks to change their direction. Ever since March 10, a 490 high, they've been accumulating. Sideways here, and now it looks like they're going up. It'll be interesting to see if they could take out or close higher than that 1100 for next week or the next couple of weeks. If they're doing that, high probability that they could be doing this, but that's just me analyzing the chart. Large speculators are very quiet. They're not showing their move. It's just going sideways, waiting maybe for something. Retail, which is you and me, we think nat gas is done. So we're shorting it. Or retail is shorting it. And I'm going to show you the two possible paths for next week. Interesting chart. Let's go check it out. Let's look at the chart. Let's look at the Elliott wave. Keep in mind that on October, I don't know, the 27th, 28th, 29th, maybe 30th, it was that week of October. We made a high around 363, 364, and change around there. And then it just sold off. So remember that. This is where we're at again. We got to see if this is going to be resisted. So far, we got to get this out of here. We got a wave 5, 1, 2, 3. We got a 4 that is going to possibly play out, and then a 5 going down. So once we get that 4, if it plays out, then I'm going to be working on targets for a 5. But I don't think it's going to go below 2. But we'll see. We will see. So first off, there's two paths I see here. One, first of all, kudos to those that kept holding past 358. I locked in profits there, got out because I was thinking that this is going to be an area where we're probably going to be, it's either going to be a wave 4 or this thing is going to continue. So if it continues going higher, it does not look back, then this is going to become an A, B, C correction. Remember that. A, B, C. We're going to push higher. I don't know where that leaves us here. Maybe this is going to be a way, I can't remember right now, but whatever this move here was an ABC correction. We're probably going to be pushing higher into May and maybe even June. So that's scenario 1. If we continue pushing higher, we already broke through 340. We're dancing around 363 in that sweet spot where this is could be possibly a wave 4. But if we get to push and close higher than 377, then there's a high probability that the wave 4 became a dud. So keep that in mind. Now, if we come Monday and there's a gap down, or even if there's a gap up and then it goes down, whatever it is that happens, if it goes down, you got your wave 4 wherever whatever happened. If it gapped up and then high volume to the downside, or just normal and then sideways to down, whatever it is that it starts going down, and obviously we take out that 293, then we have our wave 4, then we work on a wave 5, and I'm going to go short. But if we don't have a gap, if we have whatever opening, but we don't have a pressure to the downside, then there's a high probability that we're probably going to push higher, and we have to close above 376 in order for this to continue going higher. And then we'll have targets to the upside. First off, in regards to timing, keep an eye out for this week of 5.9, 5.8. Another thing is that one of the Gann techniques that I'm watching, and it's going to be interesting because it could go either way here. That's why I closed my position and locked out, because I was looking and anticipating ahead that if we stall here and it's Friday, in this Gann technique, and that I'm going to see how it's going to play out, it could explode. So if you're short, you got to be very careful. That's why I didn't want to gamble, go long or short. I just wanted to get my profit from this nice, possible wave 4, and it could continue. So that Gann technique tells me that, somewhere around this ballpark, it could really start getting legs and really bring a squeeze to the bears. Now, the alleyway theory is going to play out, then it has to be somewhere around here where our wave 4 is going to build into a wave 5. It could possibly play out into May 23rd if the wave 4 plays out, and then we start going up. This is what the fractal cycle is saying. Watch out for that time or that week. Here, same thing, kind of in that ballpark. May 5th, Monday, 6th. Then it goes down to like around the 20th. So that could probably be your wave 5. Not really much on time clusters. Stokes are positive, so that's a good thing. MACD is positive, so that's a good thing. And the ADX has switched to positive. There's a lot of positive things here. Let's go into our Gann grid. So right here on this point, I call little vector points. This is where we got this explosion. On the halfway point, we really sold off. And then on this point, just 425, got this up. And we're already at the halfway point, or the midpoint. You could say 359, highs 364. So this is going to be interesting. So it's like, look at it as a wedge. That price is here. It's going to either explode. And if it does, and you close above 377, then this was an ABC. And you got targets all the way to 404 and even higher. Or resistance with these angles right here. It all depends on what happens. But very strong move, and I'm sure there's a lot of people getting stops hit. And the bears are, if the bears are going to get aggressive, and you know they're Elliott wave technicians, then this is the week where the fierce battle begins. All the Elliott wave technicians are going to be like, "Yep, this is where we pounce, boys. We're going to push this Black Widow down." And the battle is going to begin Sunday night. So Sunday night, if I were you, I'd be watching like a hawk to see who's going to start getting an edge. The Bears are going to have to push hard. They're going to probably have to start early. So this is what the Gann box is showing here. And watch out for 513. I think this is trading days, so that's 45 days. I think that's trading days. Yep. Keep an eye on that 513. You can see the linear regression channel got broken, so it got violated. So the trend has changed. And we got the ellipse technique, and it's indicating us to watch out for 5.8. So that lines up with our fractal cycle turning point. We're in conjunction of the ellipse technique. Ellipse technique tells us there's going to be high volatility here. So it could be a scenario where we just kind of go sideways, and then somewhere around here, 5.7, 5.8, things get really wild. This is where they either push it down or continue pushing it up to getting stops. So let's speculate. If we're going to push higher, you could probably see a target of 389, 406 as of right now, and there's a bigger target. It's 430, midpoint 437, 443. For a possible turn here around 523, which lines up with the cycle fractal on the bottom. This is assuming we're going to go up. Maybe bring a turn here. If we're going to go down, then obviously, this is inverted. This was down while prices are going up. Either way, there's a timing point in there. And if it goes down, then this makes a lot of it more sense, because then it lines up with the Elliott wave 5 down, fractal down. Even this one that's a little bigger, maybe it comes in a little earlier. But you get the idea. It'll be all in sync. But sometimes things don't play out, and they don't like to sync. They like to do their own thing. So I think that is that for this chart. Is anything else? You want to keep volume. Look at this right here, 468 and 381. If we get above that, you could probably push higher. 380, push even higher. Yep. If you hit 335, 336, that's a sell. But all of these are buys right here. So to sum it up, it's all about the open. It's all about the open. And don't worry about gaps. Even if there's a gap, it could be a good trap. It's going to get everybody excited. So even if it has that gap, we already have a gap here. We got a lot. We got two gaps that I know of all the way down, further down. But we have a gap here. And if there's a gap, the question is, knowing that we are in this area where it could be a wave 4, if there's a gap, but then it stalls out and then fills it, and you take out this level, 389, then there's a high probability that this is your wave 4, wherever it peaked. Now, if there's a gap and it doesn't look back, and you're already somewhere around here, 411, then it looks like it wants to follow the May, June, maybe summer demand rally. I don't know. I'm not watching the weather that much, or what the weather's going to look like in the next couple of weeks or in June. But I know June here in Nashville, it gets hot, sticky, and humidity. I will be cranking the AC up. So I'll leave it there. I want to give you my thoughts. I'm on the sidelines. I'm going to be watching. There's going to be a lot of money being made here. You already know what the commercial are. They're going long, maybe assuming that it's going down. Commercial are undecided. They don't know what's going to happen here. And retail, they're just short. I mean, I think after they saw this, they think that, and it's possible, LEA wave theory is backing them up here. But we got to see if this is going to be the wave 4 or continuation. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that, gas.